All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to more Elder Scrolls Online. So it's been a few days since we recorded anything, but we are continuing on with the storyline, and we finished up the main story last time, but we have one more point of interest quest to do, and that's over here. So hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this, and if you have not seen the story already, I'd recommend checking that out. I'll leave a link in the description to the playlist so you can watch it all in order at your own time. So yeah, I thought this one was pretty good. It was definitely a short series, and we're almost done with it overall.
An outsider? Well, if this outsider I fear for my wife, my Gwenail. A group of Firesong druids attacked our home in Ifray's path. I managed to escape the slaughter, but Gwenail's still in there. I tried to go back for her, but the path has grown more dangerous. Yes, outsider. Animals lash out. The spirit motes that once inspired us blanket the land in a thick fog. The spirit of the path may be injured or frightened. I do not know what the Firesong want or how they turn my home against me. The spirit of Ifray's path. We call it the Chronicle. We Eldertide made our home here to care for and tend to the spirit. Outsider, I'm trusting you. I'm putting my wife's safety in your hands. Help me find her, and I will see you well rewarded.
Well rewarded, as in like 400 gold, like every other quest.
The entrance to the path is just over there. I'll meet you on the steps down into the Sacred Valley. There we can find out what happened to my Gwenail. But first, let me bless you against the dangers within.
Okay, let's go.
Ifray, let no overcast skies or snaring vines cloud the intention of our thoughts.
I also wanted to do this quest because it is a daily. Like, you come down to this area and do stuff, so maybe if we actually complete the quest line, they'll become neutral, but I'm not sure. Because that's how a lot of quests work. If there's enemies by default, maybe they'll be neutral or just gone if you do it.
Druid Senna saw the moat cloud form? It's like nothing I've encountered. Idea, Vitach. They're Gwenail. She's not here.
Uh-oh.
We found the last notes of Druid Senna and a group of dead Eldertide. But my Gwenail is still among the missing. What do you think, outsider? What do your non-druid senses tell you?
Non-druid senses.
Yes, the Chronicle grows plants called muse mouths, which release a small amount of spirit motes when we commune with it. The motes show us the stories. They've never threatened or harmed us before, and they never appeared as great clouds either.
Hold on, let me move my Twilight.
We found the Yes, the Chronicle grows plants called muse mouths, which release a small amount of spirit motes when we commune with it. The motes show us the stories. They've never threatened or harmed us before, and they never appeared as great clouds either. Other than the thick concentration, I'm not sure. Druid Senna mentioned that the Firesong caught in the fog lowered their weapons and then marched off as if in a trance. This is very strange. No, but the others all lived in our community. And from the looks of it, they were killed by the Firesong attackers. They must have been surprised. There are no Firesong druids among the dead. But there's also no sign of my wife. Not finding my wife could mean anything. All we know is that she's not here. She could be anywhere. But yes, Let's go check the waterfalls to the north. That's where Druid Senna's note said the Firesong Druids went after the spirit motes descended. The waterfalls? I'd rather not discuss the waterfalls. That area is very private, not a place for those outside our circle. Still, if that's where the Firesong Druid went, we need to check. There were a lot of them in the raiding party. They must be somewhere. Come on. The waterfall's on the north wall of the valley. Let's keep looking.
So secretive.
Spirit motes surround that Firesong Druid.
Fear, Lord, get it out!
Talk to her, outsider. This won't hold her long.
Why me? Aren't you the person?
Must go. Join. It calls me. The spirit of the path. It calls to us. We must go. Defend it. Protect it. Attacked. Frightened. It needs us. It must be defended. Defend! Defend!
Wait! Not in there!
She just like eat
Over
it
here,
in.
outsider.
That's a cool picture. Okay, so where are we going? Probably to the center. Do we have to? No. We have to talk to him.
It appears that the spirit motes do more than just tell us stories, outsider. That Firesong Druid's mind was clearly being influenced, if not outright controlled. But why is the Chronicle doing this? It never exhibited hostile behavior before. The blessing I bestowed upon us before we set out must be keeping the motes at bay. Given the power we just saw, I'm not sure how much longer that protection will last. I suppose you'll need to accompany me into the tunnels. It is a sacred place, outsider. The tunnels lead to ritual chambers, the Musemouth plants, and to the spirit of the path, the Chronicle. Hopefully, my Gwenail is also somewhere in...
Man is like asking for help, but is also so secretive and doesn't want to tell you anything. So I'm like, just going by yourself, then you got this.
Look, on that platform. What's a forest wraith doing here? A Musemouth. It has a story to tell us, outsider. I can sense it. Examine the plan. My gift
Tell us
to
how
you.
to access the Chronicle, or this is your fate.
No! How could you?
Gwenail. And the Chronicle. Did you see it too? The spirit is trying to tell... It raised bones. What happened to the Chronicle?
Dang, yo, hold up. I want to...
Outsider, this is the chronicle, the spirit we commune with. But it's grown dark. Can you feel the anger radiating from it? The sadness? I don't like the looks of this. The chronicle's always been more emotional than other nature spirits. It comprehends the experience of mortals and feels our emotions vicariously through the stories it shares. I've felt its calm, its joy, and even its grief. But this... perhaps. But there's a depth to this emotion I've never felt before. It unnerves me. Let's hurry. My Gwenail is in here somewhere, and my fear for her safety grows with every passing moment. The door is just over there.
Sworks do not feel like they're in a good spot this patch. I run out of magic so fast.
Another musemouth plant. I sense the Chronicle has more to show us.
You refuse to give us Ifray's gift? Very well. We will just kill you and take the Chronicle.
We can't just give you the Chronicle. The spirit is bound to this sacred place.
Then we'll cut the Chronicle from the roots and... What's happening?
Spirit motes.
Spirit motes saved Gwenail? But why do the Firesong want the Chronicle?
So purple, dude.
Such a high concentration of spirit motes is dangerous. The blessing won't protect us from this. Worse, vines seal the doors beyond. I think I have an idea, though. The musemouth plants in the room ahead are bloated, spewing out huge clouds of spirit motes. I can remove the vines that block the door, but I'm too old to withstand the motes in such concentrations. Luckily, I have a few vials of Ifray's rain, purified water from a sacred waterfall. Gwenail uses it to awaken those who sometimes get lost in the visions. The water causes musemouth plants to shrink and close up for a time. Even ones bloated as much as these should react the same way.
Okay, let's go. Everything's respawning.
It worked. I knew it would.
Did you, though? Okay, we got this. 2 out of 3.
A forest wraith. I expected to find Firesong druids in here, especially given the size of their invading force. But the wraiths... those creatures only appear in the most dire circumstances. A fort...
What are we waiting for?
a forest wraith. forest wraith. I expected to find Firesong druids in here.
So what do you want?
A forest wraith.
The quest bugged.
A forest?
Don't really understand what I'm supposed to do. Wait for the elder to handle the vines blocking the way ahead. Right here? Maybe if I relog, it'll fix it. Sometimes it does. I hope I don't have to like reset the entire quest just to do it. Dang, these reload UI things take so long.
A forest?
This has to be it, right? Like we wait for him. Ah, it popped right as I logged off. Weird how that works. Sorry about that. They actually made an official post earlier today, and they're like, "Yeah, we're sorry about this super buggy launch, and
What's
Yeah.
happening over there?
We all get a pet starting next week.
Those druids. They're transforming into forest wraiths. How is that? Gwenail. No, not you, please. Gwen. A forest wraith. No! My Gwenail, my guiding light. We were so close to reaching her, and she slipped through my fingers. The spirit turned her into a forest wraith. Legends tell us that the Green and its spirits can summon forest wraiths to protect themselves. The Chronicle felt threatened, so it did the same. I'm not sure if this is how all forest wraiths are created, but we saw what the Chronicle did. Possibly. The Chronicle transformed Gwenail into one of those things. It should be able to turn her back and return her to me. I know I've asked a lot of you, but please, come with me. We need to talk to the Chronicle. Convince it to release her. All right, outsider. Let's go find my Gwenail and convince the Chronicle to transform her back into my beloved wife. The newly created wraiths went farther into the tunnels. We keep moving, and I'm sure we'll meet up with them shortly. As for recognizing my wife, she may be a creature of darkness now, but I know I'll be able to identify her when I see her.
Creature of darkness. How do we get down there? Donut. So every time I move, I'm taking a basically dot of poison.
This way. I'll deal with the door. A forest wraith. I expected to find Firesong druids in here, especially given the size.
Oh god. Really? This quest again. Bugged. Where do I go? Hold on. I gotta figure out where I have to go first, though.
A for...
You came in from this way, right? So we have to go this way, then down. Wait, no, we should have come from this way, right? Popped again. Overall, though, I didn't really have too many issues with the whole DLC zone. Like, I was able to complete most of them relatively smoothly. Just this quest is kind of bugged. Okay.
There! That's my Gwen just ahead. Gwenael!
Stop! Druids spill blood. No more druids in this story. No more.
Outsider, the Chronicle won't talk to me. You must convince it to let us go.
Druids attacked. Why spill blood on holy ground? Afraid, confused. Actions come as waves crashing against the shore. Story unclear. Tell again. Druids of the path attacked. Killed. Chronicle shocked. Angry. Spirit most released. Cannot hold back the wind. Created wraiths to defend the path. Lost control. Cannot stop. Sorry. So sorry. Roots corrupted by blood. Anger. Bindings tainted. Spirit unwell. The chronicle must end. Use Ifray's rain on roots. Break bindings. Cleanse corruption. End the story. It is the only way. Pour the sacred water. Close the current book. End the anger, the sorrow, the mistakes. This is what the Chronicle wants. What the story needs. Please.
Please, Gwen. I know you're in there. Just hold on.
I am just amazed that actually did something.
One last book to close. Pour the remaining water on the spirit orb.
Gwenelle, you're back!
Hitov? What happened?
Everything is fine, Gwenelle. Outsider, come. We owe... I can hardly believe my eyes. My Gwenelle, as radiant as the day I first set eyes upon her. I thought I lost her. But the chronicle, the spirit of the path, what a terrible price to pay to set things right. You did what it asked of you, what you had to do, but don't despair. I felt its anger slip away. Its intentions were pure, outsider. Things just got out of hand. It was the actions of the Firesong that tainted the spirit, corrupted it. It used its motes to try to stop the Firesong, created the wraiths to protect our home. But it knew it went too far. Like a bee whose sting causes its own death. It reacted in desperation. I hope it finds peace now, back in the green. Yes, Gwen is strong.
Ooh.
She'll recover quickly. But she would have been lost to me without your help. Please, accept this. You ended a great danger and rescued my Gwenelle from a terrible fate. I just wish the Chronicle was still with us. We may have lost the Chronicle, but my Gwenelle is safe. And all because Ifray chose to send me an outsider. Life is strange, my friend. We'll rebuild. Ask more Eldertide to join us. For too long, we've relied on the Chronicle to show us our past, to tell us our stories. It's time for us to take responsibility for our own memories, I think. It will be, once the spirit motes disperse and the remaining Firesong are driven off. Without a spirit, Gwen and I will become the chroniclers. We'll remember and record our stories and our history. Share it with all who wish to hear.
Did all that really happen?
See, I want to see the memento.
The forest wraiths.
The Chronicle saved you, in its own way.
It was angry. That much I remember. The bloodshed. Our friends.
We'll grieve for them, and for the Chronicle. We lost a lot this day.
The Chronicle is really gone?
Its final act was to release you, dear Gwen.
What now, husband?
Now?
That was a very interesting storyline. Would have been better if it wasn't bugged, but like overall, I assume they'll fix it in like a week or so. But for anyone who's interested in playing it, it's good. So we are officially done with everything on the Galen zone. So I know console gets it like next week, I believe. So good luck, have fun for all of you who are playing it. I believe we are still a few quests away. Let me see. So for Galen, we have, where is it? Firesong. Yeah, we still have some quests to do, like complete the Hidden Lord quest and complete some other ones in town. So we're not actually done. We still have a few more things to pick up overall. But in terms of like map completion and everything else, we have 100%ed another zone. And if you are new and haven't watched the High Isle one, which is the last DLC that I played, I'd recommend checking that one out as well, because these are more or less connected. Like if you watch the whole Galen one or Firesong first, it doesn't really matter. But High Isle is connected a little bit, and I would recommend watching that one as well. So yeah, I'll leave a link in the description to both of them. Hopefully you enjoyed this series, and we might have a few more videos after this that are like epilogue stuff, but in terms of the whole story here, we're basically done. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.